Okay, so we got 3 more game modes to do on these 3 maps. And we got a new skin for Glowbox, so that'll be fun. I have to admit, I was expecting like a few more variants for the, like a few more things to be different than actually happened. Oh shit. I gotta win a race and collect all of these. How's that for bollocks? I love the Henchman 1000 music. It's really, like, cool. Oh shit. There's got to be a way I can trip him up. Oh yeah, he has that. Shit, son of a... Ideally, you want to have had all of the Lums so that you can skip to just, you know, trying to win the race, but... Sadly, that's not on the table. Oh. Fuck. Ha, dickhead. Oh, so you don't have to get all the Lums in the level, you just need to get the... Ah, okay, so you just need to get a prerequisite number of Lums. Oh, I can't be arsed getting that. Fuck you, I'm gonna win this one. I'm a petty bastard. I don't know how that works, but okay. I like how it has a little shine on the door as well. That's just permanently in place. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Okay, so this one is Capture the Fly, which is, in this environment, Capture the Fly is actually quite difficult because there's not much space. Oh, bollocks. You know what? I take it back, actually. This is really easy. Ah, oh, you son of a bitch. It's basically Capture the Flag, but it's a fly. I swear that it said that Murphy was in this game, at least in the files. Like in the soundtrack or something. I guess we'll see if that's the case, but... Ah, you dick. Oh, it's just 10. Thought it would be about 15, but I think that's on the harder levels. Oh yeah, Glowbox eats his own eyes, by the way. Like, Christopher from fucking Corsakovia. Because of course he does. Let's see how this turns out. God, the game really wants to get the most out of Henchman 1000, doesn't it? I like how the game doesn't show you these characters until you unlock them as well. That's kind of an interesting... Ugh, I fucked this up. See, I'm trying to get the Lums. Nebulous Tower's like a much harder level to beat than First Ruins or Dark Sewer in my opinion. Because it's got like a really weird map design that you don't really get in those ones with the tower. So it's harder to do commentary on these ones because I have to pay a little more attention. So I did originally want to buy a NTSC PS2 for playing this. I'm not sure how much of this I said before, I think I got cut off. But basically, I was originally going to get an NTSC PS2 with buying this in mind and then setting it up legitimately like I would do anything else. But doing that seemed impossible because they're not for sale on Amazon. So I was like, ugh, I don't want to eBay it because I don't like eBay, I don't trust it. And by that point, it's not like Sony or anyone even remotely affiliated with anything I'm trying to get a hold of is going to profit from it anyway. So I was like, oh well. And this game is not going to be remastered or HD remade or any of that shit. So it was... And also, I don't think they can be asked even uploading it to the PSN store. That's the level of obscurity and old age we're dealing with. So, by that point, I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just... yeah, I'll just get the emulator, and I found a ROM, and I was like, okay. If I can ever rectify that and actually buy this, I will, but to tell you the truth, it's so much of an issue that I don't see the point. One thing I do kind of like to do on my channel is buy games and set them up as legitimately as possible so I don't get any feedback along the lines of, oh, you played this on an emulator or you played this doing this and therefore your playthrough isn't legitimate and your complaints aren't legitimate, shit like that. I used to hear that a lot in the early 2010s. Not so much of a problem now, but back in the day there was a real snobbishness when it came to... Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. There's a real snobbishness when it came to to emulation and anything like that. If you played an emulated version of a game, some people argued you hadn't even played the game. That, you know, the version you played was not real and therefore shit like that. So, especially on the hardcore retro gamer crowd, because they were like, oh well, because you have the capacity to use save states and make the game run smoother. I mean, I know there are some things unavoidable in that regard, but because you can do it, that means you did do it, and as a result, you're a dick, basically. And as much as I like wanted to say, you know, screw you to those people. I do have to admit, like, it's hard for me to argue against somebody who's so delusional that they think that's logic, so I'd rather avoid that argument ever coming up, so I play the legitimate game copy on a legitimate console to avoid it. But I personally don't think less of anyone's experience if it's on emulator or on console, on a, I don't know, a rigged console or whatever. Because, you know, experience is experience. If it's proven that the reason why such a thing happened to them is because they played it on the emulator, or because they played it on like a chipped or rigged console. That was the other thing I could have done to get this working on my PAL PlayStation, was get it chipped. Which, I knew a few kids who actually did that when I was a kid. I don't know how or why, but they managed it. And, like, there was this one kid at my friend's school, and he used to be like, oh, this kid's got his PS2 chipped, so he can play American games. And I'm like, how? Okay. I actually thought it was like a myth at first that you could get it chipped, but apparently not. It's like an actual thing. Seems even more redundant doing it now, though, than it did back in the day, really. But okay. I also considered importing an NTSC PlayStation 2 from America, but then I saw the potential shipping costs and was like, nope, fuck that. You see, that's one thing I'd say as well with retro gaming for the most part. It's sad that I call these games retro games, given that I grew up with them, but yeah, I don't spend more money on anything than I feel it's actually worth, unless it's for my show, like for curiosity's sake show. And even then I have my limits. For example, don't expect me to ever review that version of Fire Emblem that you can get for GameCube that costs around £600. I've seen it cheaper, but it's always triple figures, and yeah, fuck that. I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I just got to get 18 of these. Don't even know where you get them all. I've not been paying that much attention. Like before, I was like, oh, I'll get that one and this one, or I'll get that one, and I literally don't know what I'm doing. Don't worry, I'll wing it. Let me just make sure that you see, there's some up there. Ugh. Yeah, I think I've basically fucked this. You lose. I got first place and I lost. Amazing. Okay, I've got to pay a bit more attention now. But I can't remember what I was saying now. Shit. Sorry, I got distracted by having to actually play the game. I have to admit, when I mean, it's probably my age, but I have to admit, when PS2 first came out, I was really excited for a lot of games at that time. Not even like the first party stuff. In fact, a lot of the first party stuff really didn't interest me. Like, it was a lot of the third party shit like this that always caught my eye. There was a game called Evil Twin that I've always wanted to try, just because it caught my eye for some bizarre reason that I'll never be able to tell you why or how. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Okay, so I'm doing okay. I'm on second lap, and I've basically got the same amount as I had on the third lap before. Yeah, I was considering if this was different enough doing a whole episode of Curiosity's sake on it. But to tell you the truth, it's not really different enough to do anything of a comparison. And I don't think that would make a very interesting video. Even as someone who loves this game, I just don't see it making that interesting of a video. Oh, what a dick. Okay, I just got to get that one up there, and I've done it. And then I can just win the whole mission, and I've done the race, sorry. Just gonna get a few more lums, say fuck you, and... I used to do a trick where I'd fly in backwards so you could see the victory animation in reverse. Oh, actually it's the death animation. For some reason they die when they reach the end point. Yeah, I unlocked Tilly. I don't know what it is, but this game looks a lot like better on this than it does on the PS2 that I own, like the European one. And I don't know if like all NTSC games look better or what. Mind you, I hear it's different depending on the game. Apparently the NTSC version of Soul Calibur is inferior to the PAL version. And, you know, just shit like that, really. Oh. Don't do this. Don't attack me for having the flag. Oh shit. You got smart. Just kite around here. Yeah, thankfully the AI isn't very smart in this.
Welche neugierig Prüchen.